Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, please make sure you're subscribed. My name's Jamil, I'm a second year medical student at the University of Cambridge, and here are the 3 things I did to get an A star in GCSE biology. So the first thing I did was, with the biological drawings, what I did was I got someone who knew how to do them well to draw me some of the drawings, and I used tracing paper to trace over the drawings. And I kept doing this until I could essentially do the drawing myself. And although you might not get the same type of question in the exam, what this helped me to do was to learn how to use the pencil properly and learn the proper pencil strokes. Now, it may depend on your board, but some boards' biological drawings can be worth quite a few significant marks. I know when I did the Cambridge International Exams Board, the biological drawing was worth, I believe, 5 marks. So it's definitely something worth getting good at, and it's something I personally put a fair amount of emphasis in my preparation. Now, the second thing I'd recommend is learning topics directly from the mark scheme. So instead of learning from textbook or school notes or any of that, just look at the long answer questions from the mark scheme and learn those bullet points. Let's say, for example, you want to learn the process of IVF. Instead of looking at the textbook, just search up, go through as many mark schemes as you can until you find a question on IVF and learn those exact bullet points. The idea of this is it's a really efficient way of learning the syllabus, and it really frees up your mental space for some harder subjects or some other things you might be struggling on more. So that's my tip number 2, learn directly from the mark scheme, treat the mark scheme as a textbook. Now, tip number 3 is to do with past papers. Do them, but in terms of the way you do them, what I would recommend is do them closed book as quickly as you can, go back over them and mark them, and anything you get wrong then transfer onto a separate sheet and use this as a sort of crib sheet. So essentially what you want is the day before the exam you have a sheet with all your most common mistakes that you can quickly glance over just before the exam, outside the exam hall, whenever you're allowed to. And it will essentially remind you of the stuff that you tend to forget most. This just saves you from having to have it in your long-term memory, and you can rely on your short-term memory, which is actually surprisingly powerful. So there you have it. Those are my top 3 tips to getting an A star in GCSE biology. Please make sure you're subscribed, and I've got many more GCSE videos coming up.